how does one introduce themselves without sounding fake and ingenuine? Because I've been trying and I just can't. I'm gonna attempt though. Okay. My name is Ruth, and I'm going to be letting go of my fear of starting a YouTube channel and just I'm gonna start making YouTube videos. Not to become anything, not to gain an audience. It would be really cool. But just simply to just start making videos documenting my 20s, and seeing my growth and self expression throughout the years. So, I've decided to make a YouTube channel simply because it's something that I've always wanted to do. I feel like most people have like wanted to throw at least one video out there. And I think, especially growing up in the age of like YouTubers kind of replacing movie stars, it's really enticing to want to see what you can do with it. So this is me putting effort into doing that. My name is Ruth. So uncomfortable introducing yourself and like describing what you would like to do or who you are and making it sound accurate. It's so uncomfortable. Anyways, my name is Ruth. I'm 22 years old. I'm a communications student. I'm about to graduate. I graduate college in 60 something days, if not 58. I can't remember the exact amount. The last day I remembered it was 62 days, and I don't remember what day that was. And overall, I'm a creative type, and my major is in communications, but my minor is in photography, so I've always had a love for the visual arts. And I also have a podcast, which is based off my experiences of being an adoptee who's moved around quite a bit. And I speak on my experiences with being born and adopted in Uganda, living primarily in Rwanda in my childhood, and moving back and forth between the States and Africa and ending up in the States and kind of soaking in those experiences. If you want to hear more about that, you can listen to my podcast, which is Roots Truths. I speak all on my life in depth, so I don't really want to take too much time here to do that because I'm not trying to talk about something that I've already talked about at length there. The reason that I'm in my bathroom is simply because I was just getting ready thinking, like, just start making videos right now. Like, what's holding you back from making a video right now? I was watching Inventing Anna, which is a really good show, but one of the quotes that has stuck with me in the show was, what would you do, or something along the lines of like, what would you pursue if you knew you could not fail? And I was thinking, like, I would just make all the YouTube videos I could. And technically you can't really fail if you don't have a goal that you've set with YouTube. So I'm just gonna start making YouTube videos because I love visual arts, like I said, and I just love speaking. And the type of videos that I want to make are primarily the type of videos that I consume. I love people just sitting down or whatever, people just talking at length about anything that interests them. So that's what I would like to do, is just sit down and talk about anything that interests me. It's going to be a little bit like my podcast in the way that I'm just going to freely speak and then add visuals, and then also talk about my day and show parts of my day. But it's going to be different in the way that I don't want to do this for anybody other than myself. I don't want to do this for anybody other than myself because I don't want to cater to an algorithm. I was on TikTok for a little bit. I sound like I'm 40 years old. I started off on TikTok to promote my podcast a little bit because I just didn't want to go to like a podcast company. I didn't want to like look at the traditional ways of promoting a podcast and gaining an audience, because the thing is that I know my podcast is a lot more quality than the audience that it was getting. Like, the audience that was listening to my podcast were primarily my close friends and family, and then people who would just happen to listen to it, happen to stumble upon it. And I was like, I kind of want to grow this audience a little bit, so I got a TikTok, which is Ruth Seneca on TikTok. And immediately I started making videos. I made like 10 to 20 a day because I heard that's the way that you grow. And for like a little bit, I only had like 30 followers. And then after a week of having 30 followers, I went from like 30 to like 800 because I just was making so many videos. And TikTok just boosts videos like crazy when you make that many, and some of them will stick. But after that, after having like 1,000 followers on TikTok, which is really nothing, like there are people with 1,000, there are people with 40,000 who like do nothing. After doing that and recognizing like what it takes to be like semi, not successful, but to gain followers and to gain views on videos, I just was not very happy there, because it's it's a little bit easy when you start from zero to get people to like your videos and then to translate that into followers when you go from 0 to 1,000. Um, because all you have to do primarily is to make videos of very popular sounds, and whoever likes the whatever caption or whatever visual you put out with that sound will get you followers. Like, I remember gaining like 200 followers in one day and being like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, but kind of feeling bad because I was like, now people are just following me based off that one video, and they don't see like my whole entire profile, and they're not judging the things that I have worked on to get up to that point. Whereas this, YouTube is really cool because it's like a library of all the content that you would like to make. And some people can follow you based off one video, but it takes a while to like gain that trust and gain an audience, because it feels much more authentic and much more genuine and organic. I don't want to express myself and appeal to an algorithm for the sake of appealing to an algorithm and just getting people to watch me and to listen to me. I very much so want to go into YouTube and treating it as a video diary. So, like, whatever interests me or whatever I want to speak on, I want to speak on it just for the sake of speaking. And I just don't care about appealing to YouTube's algorithm. I care about documenting whatever I would like to document. And I think it's really, really exciting making videos that you can like look back on, because there are a lot of things from like last year that I don't even remember doing that I wish I documented, because I had a whole entire apartment. I was a commuter from my school, and I think that those days were so cool and so fun, but I don't remember like any of them. So I wish I had documented that earlier, but I guess the idea is now that I have the ability to document things and just to look back on them. So I'm going to try to document them as frequently as possible. I also want to speak on certain things that I've spoken on in my podcast. Like the first video that I have already recorded like months ago, like last year, was what no one talks about when you're adopted. And then after that, I want to do what it was like growing up in Africa as an adoptee, because my perspective of growing up in Africa as an adoptee is far different than that of somebody who was born and raised in Africa with an African family. And I don't think that people know. But then aside from that, I also want to document what it's like being completely alone on spring break. And I think that those topics are very valuable. And even if nobody wants to see them, I want to make them. So that's kind of why I'm on YouTube and why I'm very, very excited to start uploading videos. And I don't think I'm going to tell anybody about these, because I feel like it'll lessen the quality or lessen the drive for me to put these up, because then when I know, and I found this with TikToks too, I was like, once certain people started following me or liking my videos, I had them in mind, and I was like, this is so embarrassing that I'm making this, and certain people are going to see this, because it's not authentically what I want to make, and the type of, it's not making me want to express all of the thoughts that I have, because now I like see who I'm making certain things for. So I don't think I'm going to tell many people about this. We'll see. We will see. If you would like to follow me throughout my 20s, I'm going to be doing like a countdown to my graduation and my wedding, and just documenting my days as primarily just an introvert, just trying to get by. Then you can totally join. If you don't want to, who cares? I'm gonna go film some more videos because I feel very inspired in the way that I know that I just cannot fail at this, because I'm just putting whatever I like out there, and I'm very excited.